It didn't waste any time, disconnected me. That's crazy. All right, we'll see how that works. All right. We'll see if I can stay on TikTok at least for about 30, 45 minutes. All right. What else to do? Yeah, let's go over a couple current events. Let's see what the markets are doing. Later this week, we have the Nvidia earnings on Wednesday. Now that those earnings are going to come out at the aftermarket. So Wednesday aftermarket, that means that we're going to have to analyze that Thursday morning, and then we'll trade it either the in pre-market, we'll trade it in the future markets at 8:30, the 9:30 bell, or even the 10 o'clock. All right, but it's after markets on Wednesday, and then we'll trade it Thursday. All right. Now, other than that, this is the article about the 750 point drop. We kind of already went over this. That we are focused on the value. We don't care about tariffs. We don't care about any of the stuff. We want tangibility. What is currently the policy? What is currently the law? Everybody else is speculating. Everybody else is trying to get ahead of the game to try to figure out what the tariffs are going to be. You will drive yourself crazy. We don't do that. We are professionals. Let everybody else speculate. They're going to lose their money. We're focused on value. We are value hunters. We can care less of people saying, well, the tariffs are going to do this, tariffs are going to do that. What are the current tariffs in place? I don't want to talk about it unless it's currently in place. What is the current law? What is the current policy? And how is that going to affect the stock market? How is that going to affect the economy? This is what's going to separate you from everyone else, guys. Let them do that. Let everybody follow everybody else. Let everybody, remember, we want to be a part of the hunt, not a part of the herd. And this is herd behavior. Ooh, what are the tariffs doing? What did Trump? Ooh, look at Trump's executive order. Then 2 days later, either the courts or Congress kicks it out. But everybody reacts to the executive order. That's herd behavior. We don't want to be a part of the herd. We want to be a part of the hunt. Ooh, Doge. We don't care. Even right now, Doge put a letter saying that everybody has to submit what they did last week. And you know what? You know what happened? The FBI director said, ignore it. This is what's happening. Every single executive order, every single thing that Doge does, every single thing about tariffs, it doesn't matter because it's not real. Herd behavior. And that's why the markets are so volatile right now because people can't calm down, be patient, let the markets figure out what the real thing is happening, and then make your analysis and decision based on the real. Let me know if this makes sense to you. I want to welcome everybody on TikTok, guys. You're not going to find any other room like this. We teach you how to become a professional trader. All right. So with that said, that in place, give me a second. with that in place, or that understanding in place, we can now move on to more current events showing us the real. We want to see the real value in the markets. So the first thing I'm going to show you is Microsoft. Microsoft is doing some major moves. Most people won't even realize what it is, but I'm going to show it to you. So we know right now, after the DeepSeek made their announcement, they major upset to the AI markets, right? They basically reset the AI markets. Everyone now has to readjust their pricing, their value. So we see a lot of these Mag 7 and a lot of these tech heavy companies, AI focused companies, are now readjusting. And you see here that Microsoft canceled some of their AI data centers because Microsoft diversifies. Microsoft does not put all their eggs in one basket. They are a part of every single AI committee. There are like 7 different AI companies right now that are developing, and Microsoft is on the board of every single one of them. Microsoft is invested in Anthropic, OpenAI, you name it. Microsoft does not put all their eggs in one basket when it comes to AI. But with what happened with the DeepSeek, they realized that they have to pull some of their resources, pull some of their capital, and they now have to reallocate it to more specific functions. They can't diversify like they used to. So they canceled some of their leases. Now, let's show you what this means. Because what happens when you break a lease? Legitimate question. What happens when you break a lease?
And there's either a fine cost and also a credit hit. Yeah.
There's some kind of penalty, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we know that Microsoft is breaking leases on their AI data centers, do you think that the penalty is small? It's in the millions, most likely. So this is what I mean about when Microsoft is making this decision. They're doing the numbers. They're crunching the numbers because any amount of money that they're paying on breaking the lease is saving them more money in the overall, how much they're spending on the data centers. So they can recoup that money. Even though they're losing money on breaking the lease, they can now recoup that money, and now they can reallocate it to something else. Maybe it's another project. Maybe they want to refocus on one specific AI company, one specific data company. So, and here's the other part. We know how competition works, right? I teach all of my students in force. We know all the rules of competition. I've given you guys that entire process of Enforce. It's in every single one of your course workbooks. You can go to your course workbook and look up Enforce or look up competition, and you'll see every single rule that the corporations have to follow. And if you know all of those rules in the realm of competition, you'll be able to use causal sequence to guarantee the outcome. That's what we do, right? We guarantee every single thing we analyze. There is no hoping, no wishing, no praying, no guessing. We guarantee through a unique concept of causal sequence. And wait until we get to today's challenge. Today's challenge is on causal sequence. And I have a worksheet for all of my students. I'm going to post that worksheet inside of the student room today. You guys are going to love the worksheet today. We're going to go over several scenarios to teach you causal sequence. So, what do we know about competition? If Microsoft is breaking their leases and reallocating and refocusing their data centers, we have to assume that all of the other Mag 7 are doing the same. Apple, Google, Tesla, Amazon, Meta. They're readjusting as well. Everybody is refocusing, reallocating their resources and their technology because everybody's trying to get an edge. And even the edge is a part of the competition. You'll see it if you go back to your course material, go back to your workbook, you'll find that that edge is built into it. All right. So those are the kind of things that you see when you read these kind of articles. Most people never look at the articles. Next, most people only look at the headlines. They don't understand clickbait because the article title sometimes, most times, do not match the actual article material. So you guys understand that you always look up the information. You don't just go by the article title. You're going to go inside, you're going to read the information, and you don't even stop there because you know how to translate the article material to find the signals inside of the noise. Because you have that information from your workbooks, from your course material. You instantly know Microsoft, okay, this is competition. Microsoft, we know for a fact, Microsoft is competing with all of the Mag 7. So when Microsoft makes this move, what are the rest of the Mag 7 doing? It is this easy, guys. I make it this easy. I make it this easy. You just got to revisit your course material, and all of this will make sense. And obviously, if you have more questions after reviewing the course material and the workbook, come back to the student room, ask more questions. All right. So that's the major takeaway from this article. Microsoft is reallocating. The rest of the Mag 7 are probably also reallocating. And here's the thing, you're going to see articles. We're saying it now, but the causal sequence is you're going to start seeing other news articles showing that the Mag 7, the rest of the Mag 7 are doing something similar. They're also going to reallocate. Now, here's a pop quiz. Loving my pop quizzes. Here's a pop quiz. What is going to be the default reallocation? If all of these companies are reallocating their technology, their AI, their robotics, their data centers, what is the default reallocation?
Well, default is what you mean, the investments as far as data centers or other stuff? Yeah.
If if they want to reallocate their focus to one AI or one data center provider, who are they going to go to?
NVIDIA.
Mm-hmm. That's the common denominator in this. Because people venture out, or these corporations venture out because they don't like it having all their eggs in one basket. They hate being data dependent. They hate being dependent on other companies, especially the ones that are inside of the Mag 7. They don't mind partnering with a lower company outside of that competitive market, but they hate having to depend on their competition. And that is the reason why they're venturing out, because they hate the fact that they have to depend on NVIDIA, especially when they see NVIDIA coming ahead of them, coming above them, because they know that they are contributing to their own demise. Can you imagine how that feels?
So you're saying based on the new landscape, they can't take chances with smaller corporations. They got to go with them, at least in the meantime.
Well, they take the chance because the markets is giving them enough leeway where they can venture out. But now with the deep seek and a lot of these other things, a lot of AI players are coming in, creating more competition. So now they realize, oh, I can't venture out anymore. I got to refocus. I can't. I got to make sure that everything I'm doing is cost effective and everything is giving me the final result. because if I don't have the final result, then my competition is beating me out. And that's why I say this is all about the competition, causal sequence of competition. They used to be able to venture out. Now they can't anymore. So if they're bringing it back home to the most reliable of their AI, the most reliable of their data centers, they're going to come back home and rest at NVIDIA. They have no choice. Some of them might be resting with Amazon. That's another major player. But you see the point, because even Amazon is a competitor in that market. So just letting you know, this is what you're going to be seeing as the markets continue, as this industry readjusts and reorganizes, restructures. You're going to start seeing other companies are also downsizing, refocusing their capital and their technology and their infrastructure. All right, so let's move on to the next. If anybody is on the TikTok, if you have any questions on any of this, guys, let me know. I can answer your questions as well. So let's go ahead and echo. Let's echo, since we're already on the topic of AI. Let's go ahead and echo what I said about Alibaba. Right? We know at this point we got 4 major players in the AI war. All right, I'm not going to mention that in the live. We do mention that in the student room when we're not live and on public, but inside of the student room on Zoom, I have mentioned to you the 4 groups that are actively inside of the AI war. And one of them is the new player is Alibaba. Right? And I told you, look for Alibaba to advance and with partnerships, because they have to position themselves to be able to compete with the US AI. If they're truly going to be in that AI war, they got to get all the artillery. They got to get everything to be able to properly defend themselves and attack inside that war. So this is an article letting you know that's exactly what they're doing. Alibaba is planning on putting in $43 billion into AI. Major pivot. But we already knew this was coming. And this is a firsthand evidence of causal sequence of competition. We knew that Alibaba was going to have to do something like this. Now, I took it a step further and told you the possible partnerships that will come out of it. But we already knew this is nothing new to us. But this is what we do as value hunters. We can guarantee what these corporations are going to do weeks, months, and years in advance. But I want to show you what it looks like. When you're scrolling and you see these article headlines, oh yeah, there it is. I knew that was going to happen 3 weeks ago. I knew that was going to happen 2 months ago. But I like to show you how the dominoes are falling. It just builds your confidence that what you're learning is going to work, guaranteed. All right, so the final article that I want to show, something else that I echoed ever since the gesture. We know what the gesture is. Ever since that gesture, I told you what was going to happen with Tesla stock. And I've been showing you step by step that everything I said probably a month ago, I told you literally step by step what was going to happen with the Tesla stock. So now let me kind of show you how other professionals are thinking the same way. So this is an article introducing Ross Gerber, major Tesla investor, one of the early investors in Tesla. So he's not anti-Tesla, guys. This guy was in on the ground level. He's been pro-Tesla for years. He's been profiting as an investor of Tesla for years. And let me highlight what he said in this article. He sees Tesla falling 50% in 2025. Does that sound familiar? He understands the supply chain. He understands partnerships. He understands competition. And he's already sold a large portion of his position, knowing that this is coming. Sometimes people do this because they want you to sell your shares so they can buy. But that's not what Ross Gerber is doing. He's letting you know, I'm jumping ship. I know the ship is sinking. He speculates that Tesla's shares will fall as much as 50% in 2025. The only people, the only people that would doubt this are the crypto heads. The only people that's saying, oh, that's not going to happen. The only people that think that way right now are the crypto heads, the casino people, the gamblers, because they don't know the real metrics. They don't look at the real metrics. They don't care about the real metrics. All they care about is there's a Doge company on the inside of the government, and they're anchoring all of their bets on Doge agency. But I already told you how that's going to work out as well. But I just want to show you what it looks like. Hey, Morena, welcome back, my friend. Just want to show you what it looks like. Morena, I need you to reach out to me so I can get you in on the 30-day challenge. I got a brand new format. Reach out to me on WhatsApp so I can get you part of the 30-day challenge. The Doge, if you guys look, if you guys look at Argentina, all you got to do is look at Argentina right now. And you can see what's going to happen with the US government and the crypto markets. Identical. Exactly what happened with Argentina is going to happen with the crypto markets when Doge goes belly up, when the relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk shatters, which I already told you this is going to happen. I told you day one before they were even before the inauguration. I already told you that their relationship will not last. And I originally said the first 100 days. I don't think their relationship is going to last past the first 100 days. But now we see all of the problems that Doge is having. We see the illegal activity that's not, it's illegal because Congress did not give approval. So as all of this kind of settles down and works itself out, Doge, which is not a real agency, the people working for it are not government approved, congressional approval. So when Doge fails, when the Trump relationship dwindles, people are going to exit the crypto markets like a sinking ship. But you got to keep in mind that was always the plan. What do you think happens in crypto markets when it's being manipulated? Donald Trump launched his crypto. The Trump crypto, the Melania crypto, the Doge crypto. They launched all of these coins when he came into the presidency. So they already know they're going to fall. They're already expecting them to fall. And you're going to see it exactly like Argentina.
And you got a narcissist that's
But
a little boy trying to tell him to shut up.
it's inevitable. And
It's
the
going to
thing
happen soon.
is, is that um when the crypto markets fall, there are two companies that's going to fall with it. And one of them is Tesla.
Three companies actually, but
People
yeah.
are, a lot of the crypto heads are heavy because we remember that after the election, the Tesla stock went through the roof. Those were all the crypto heads. So and the other one is GameStop. There are two main companies that are heavily invested with the crypto heads. And when crypto falls, you're going to see Tesla and GameStop fall with it.
You forgot Coinbase and MicroStrategy.
Well, keep in mind, those are still crypto. I'm talking
Yeah,
about legitimate companies,
got you.
share-based companies, capital markets. The crypto market is going to fall, and the two capital markets that are going to fall with it is Tesla and GameStop. Inevitable, causal sequence. And all we got to do is sit back and wait for the predictions to happen. But if there is anybody still invested in Tesla, this is your last wake-up call. Because this is an inside investor, early investor of Tesla that's saying, "Oh, I'm out." He already divested. And he says that Tesla's going to fall about 50%. All right. So that being said, guys, where are we at? We're sitting at 810. I do want to do the challenge today. So can I put up the challenge on TikTok? Let me see if I can put up the challenge on TikTok. Let's see. I don't have the 21. No, today's 22. So I don't have the 22. So I can't put it on TikTok. I don't have the graphic. I guess I can try to download it. Guess I can try to download it. Give me a second, guys. Let me load something in for everybody on TikTok. I don't want to leave them out because they're looking at this one screen. Now I will let everybody know on TikTok, guys, we got a brand new format. We're in the third section of our 30-day challenge, showing you how to step by step. You're gonna see it today. This is my first time broadcasting on TikTok to show you the challenge. But let me go ahead and get a graphic that you guys can look at to kind of see what we're doing here. Let's try to do this. Bear with me, guys. Good enough. So let me go ahead and load this up. As soon as I find it. Where are you at, my friend? Oh, there it is. And then we'll go ahead and load that in. Stay with me, guys. Hold on. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then I will close that, and then open that. There we go. So, like I said, we're on day 22 of our 30-day challenge. What we've been doing is literally step by step every single day. We have a new assignment, a new education, and we're just building up. It's really a 90-day masterclass, but the 30-day challenge is free. And if you guys want to go through the 30-day challenge, go to my TikTok. You can click off and go into my TikTok. There's a playlist. Go back to the beginning of the playlist and watch the entire challenge. I have it on my TikTok. If you're on TikTok after this, you can go to my profile, click on that playlist, go back to the beginning to day one, and just watch every single challenge, every single assignment, every single task. And it's going to prepare you to be able to go into the second section. Now that's when we get into the paid course, the 90-day challenge. The second 30 days is simulation. And then after we do the 30-day simulation, then we're going to do 30 days of execution. We're going to show you how to get into the markets and actually execute with your entry and exit. All right, but there's 3 sections. The startup challenge is preparing your psychology, preparing your capital, and the basic understanding of education. What do you have to learn? We're going to teach you all of that in the first 30 days. The second 30 days is simulation, where you're applying all of that, practicing everything you're learning. Then we go into the last 30 days where we're going to go into real markets and show you how to execute. All right, literally step by step, day by day, learning everything that you need. All right, so if you want to be a part of the 30-day challenge, if you want to be a part of the 90-day masterclass, it all starts with going to my profile, go back to day one, and go through everything. If you have any questions as you're going through the days, either come back into here or there's a link in my bio. Click the bio at the bottom of the page. There is a WhatsApp link. Come into my WhatsApp, ask me any question you want about the 30-day challenge or the 90-day masterclass. All right, we'll leave that there. Let me go ahead and check YouTube and see if we have any questions there. All right, no questions on YouTube. So I think we're going to go into the challenge, guys. Well, no, I wanted to hit up, before we go into the challenge, I wanted to hit up all of the economic events. So let me show you this first. Let me show you the economic events. Here's what we have this week. All of the economic events that we're going to be watching. So we have nothing on the calendar for today, right? Tomorrow, we have the consumer confidence, and we already know about the consumer confidence, right? We talked about this last week with the CPI and the PPI. What did I say when we did the CPI and the PPI last week? We already know how to trade, but we're going to go over it tomorrow morning. All right, but the consumer confidence is at 10 a.m. So we're going to show you how you can trade that 10 a.m. economic event tomorrow morning. Then on Wednesday, we have the new home sales. And once again, we already went over housing last week, right? All we got to do is look at what happened last week. I think we had 3 different housing economic events last week. All we got to do is just double check on what those metrics are. And we can also trade the new home sales on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have durable goods and pending home sales. So once again, home sales can connect to the day before. So we kind of already know what's happening with that. And then the durable goods is kind of consumer spending. So we're going to go over that Thursday. And then on Friday, we have the PCE index, which is inflation. And that's really what people are focusing on this week. Everybody's waiting on that PCE report coming out on Friday. But we'll talk more about this week, and we're going to prepare for that PCE index report on Friday, 10 a.m. But these are the economic events that we have on our calendar this week. Today, there is nothing, right? So I'm not going to stress, going over the consumer confidence. Well, I want you guys to kind of do your own research. It's inside of your workbook. So go to the cheat sheet in the workbook, go ahead and analyze that consumer confidence. So when we go over it tomorrow morning, you guys are ready. All I'm doing is just reviewing what you should have already done. One more time. Sometime today, if you have the time, go to your workbook from the course material. Go ahead and look up the consumer confidence. And then we're going to review that tomorrow morning in the student room or in the Zoom, in the live classroom. All right. So that's the plan for that. We're not going to go over that today. We'll go over it tomorrow morning. Then we're going to get off of the classroom so you guys can either simulate it or wait for the real markets to open and you can trade real money. I'm going to leave that up to you, whether you want to simulate it tomorrow or trade for real money. All right. So that's the agenda for the economic events. So let's go ahead now, go into the challenge. Any final questions before I begin? All right, let's do this then. Let me go ahead and share this. We are on pace. We are now on day 22 of our 30-day startup challenge. And like we've been doing for the past few days, we're in the third section, and this entire final section, these last 10 days, we're focusing on our trading education. All right, so today we're going to quote Ray Dalio. And I want to pause before we get started with this because there were two other things that happened last week. There were two other tasks, right? Two other challenges that I said that was utmost importance. Well, I want to say that right here. As we get into the education, this is pivotal. Today is another pivotal moment as we get into our education. This is the foundation. Learning today's event, learning today's assignment and today's task. This is going to be the foundation of every single thing that you do as you're learning new information. Learning new financial information, financial literacy, learning new economics. It's all contingent on what you learn today. So now, we know that we always quote the billionaire investors. We don't make a move unless we know that what we're trying to do has already been used and approved by a billionaire investor. And today is no different. We're going to quote Ray Dalio, billionaire investor, the GOAT of short-term investing. And here is the advice that he gives. I learned that everything that was going on that happened before and that logical cause and effect relationship made those developments inevitable. Let me say it for you again. I learned that everything that was going on had happened before, and that logical causal effect relationship made those developments inevitable. So what are we learning today? We're going to learn cause and effect, and we're going to learn the inevitable conclusion, exactly which is what Ray Dalio is advising us to do. So I want you to learn, this is the daily assignment. I want you to learn causal sequence. And people are like, well, what's that? I don't need to learn that. Well, Ray Dalio just said that you do. And I'm going to believe Ray Dalio. I'm going to follow Ray Dalio's advice before I follow anybody else. So let's quote Ray Dalio again. He says, I believe that everything that happens comes about because of cause and effect relationships that repeat and evolve over time. Now, I'm going to say this one two more times for anybody that has doubted listening to the advice in this 30-day challenge and 90-day masterclass. We quote the billionaires. And once again, here's Ray Dalio's advice. I believe that everything that happens comes about because of cause and effect relationships that repeat and evolve over time. That is the importance of learning causal sequence. Now, how do we do this? Step one, we want to define causal sequence. How can you use it or use it effectively if you don't even know what it is? So causal sequence refers to a series of events where each step directly causes the next. And you know it better by domino effect, where if you know what the dominoes are in the right sequence, you can identify the events before they happen and the order the events take place. You can predict which dominoes are going to fall because once you push over the first domino, they keep pushing over the next and the next and the next. And that is how you can guarantee the final inevitable outcome. Once the sequence is confirmed and that first domino falls, all you have to do is now wait for the dominoes to fall in the proper order, and you're waiting for the inevitable outcome. Step two, you now, after understanding what the causal sequence is, you now have to identify the components of the causal sequence. The initial event that starts the sequence is the cause, and the resulting outcome is the effect. Simple. Leading to the inevitable conclusion, and that's the part that we want to focus on. Every component, every domino in the global economy has a causal sequence. The goal is to find the smaller components, the dominoes, and put them in order in a proper sequence so you can predict the inevitable conclusion. Once again, that's the secret of this, guys. Inevitable means it has to happen. It has to happen. The dominoes are falling over inevitably. And then at the end of that domino sequence, inevitably, that last domino has to fall over. And nobody else is going to teach you this. This happens in every single thing in the stock market. But nobody has tried to explain it to you this way. You can guarantee every single thing that you do. You want to know why you cannot use this? If you're gambling. This will not work in options. It will not work in Forex. It will not work in crypto. Because you have to have the dominoes. And you want to know what the dominoes are? Value. You have to have some kind of sequential value. If you're guessing, if there is no value, you cannot guarantee the domino is going to fall. Let me say it for you again. If you're in a market with no market value, asset value, intrinsic value, tangible value, then there's not enough weight. There's not enough momentum to push that domino over. So it will never hit the next domino and the next domino. So this can only be used in capital markets, in equity markets. So we've defined what causal sequence is. We've identified the components of the causal sequence. Now, step 3, we're going to practice identifying causal sequence. You should be able to go out, watch. After watching the tutorials, I'm going to give you a set of tutorials and documentaries, guys, on the banking, on the currency, on the economy, because that's what we learned in the previous tasks and assignments over the last couple of days. You had to learn financial literacy. You had to learn the economy, right? So as you were learning those things over the last couple of days, now we're going to connect that to the causal sequence. So I'm going to give you a couple of videos on how banking works, how the currency market works, and how the economy works. And you should be able to watch those tutorials and documentaries, and you should be able to watch them and study them and identify the causal sequence of banking, the causal sequence of currency, the causal sequence of the economy. You see how everything ties in? And when you are looking for that causal sequence, what is the primary thing we're looking for? We want to identify the final conclusion, the inevitable conclusion. And when you do, then you can find the process that will produce that outcome. First off, what is the final domino? And then now we're going to find all the dominoes that's going to fall leading up to it. Simple, simple, simple. Learn to build the domino effect, and you will discover how to accurately predict and guarantee any outcome in the stock market. We do things differently in this community. We teach you the proper way to do it. We teach you things that you cannot learn anywhere else. So here's the secret to causal sequence. You can guarantee your trades by finding the causal sequence of any event or asset. Identify the first 2 or 3 dominoes in the sequence to confirm the domino effect. Then follow the process to determine the inevitable conclusion. It has to happen. So now the outcome will have a high accuracy of occurring, which is the secret of giving you accurate predictions. And now we're going to use this causal sequence as we go into the rest of our education moving forward. We're going to find the causal sequence. We're going to introduce the asset. We're going to introduce the event. We're going to show you the dominoes of that event or that asset as it builds value. And then we're going to show you the inevitable conclusion. Stay with us, guys. You cannot learn this anywhere else. So I want to thank everybody for progressing up to the 22nd day. I love your focus. I love your commitment. And if we can get to the end of this 30 days, that's giving you affirmation that you can continue on throughout the 90-day masterclass. You will not be able to learn this anywhere else. If you're interested in joining the 30 days, if you're challenge, if you're interested in joining the 90-day masterclass, reach out to me. I can make this happen. I can get you started on becoming a professional trader. Do we have any questions on this? I'll take questions from TikTok. I'll take questions from YouTube, and I'll take questions from the students on Zoom. I'm on YouTube. You notice on TikTok, I don't show anything anymore. I haven't been on TikTok for almost 3 weeks. This is my first time broadcasting on TikTok in 3 weeks. I'm not on TikTok anymore. The Zoom is for paid students. So if you bought a new course, I have a whole new set of courses. So if you want to be a part of the Zoom class, you have to buy one of the new courses. If you are an old student and you still want me to mentor and coach with you, then you can go to YouTube. Don't worry. Don't worry about it, Marina. Stay on TikTok for now. Just know that from now on, you can now go to YouTube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find you on WhatsApp, and then I'll give you the link so you can find the YouTube the YouTube channel. Sometime today, I'll reach out to you on WhatsApp, and I'll give you the page where you can find the YouTube link. All right. But for those of you that do want to do the 30-day challenge, click the link, go back to my main profile page. There is you'll see any of the videos. You can click on any of those videos, and there is a playlist. I want you to use the audio tracks. I have a whole set of audio tracks. Those are the ones that you really want because it'll narrate the step-by-step. But I got 3 different versions. Like I got slides and all of that. But go back and go to the playlist, go to the first day, go to day 1, and then go through every assignment and every task in the last 22 days. Stay on pace. Come to me if you have any questions. I will help you as best as possible. All right. But the whole purpose of the 30-day challenge is to show you the format. Show you how brilliant this format is. That's going to lead into the 90-day masterclass. All right. Any final questions, guys? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get off of TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and get off of YouTube. I'm going to give some final words to my students on Zoom. But if you guys want to be a part of the class, you will never see any more frames. I did a frame today just so you had something to look at, but I usually don't even do that. I am no longer on TikTok until this whole thing gets worked out. Plus, there's an internet connection problem on TikTok. I don't have that internet connection issue on Zoom, and I don't have it on YouTube. There's a constant internet problem on TikTok that I don't want to deal with. All right, so I'm very sporadic on TikTok. I want to get you guys transitioned over to either YouTube or more so like come into the community where you can really, really learn. There are things that we teach you in the Zoom that you will not learn in the public live. So reach out to me if you want to be a part of the community. Reach out to me if you want to buy the course. Reach out to me if you want to get a part of the 30-day or 90-day masterclass. All right. I want to thank everybody on TikTok, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot. I'm going to try to get back on tomorrow if the internet allows me. If you do not want to be on TikTok, if you want to see the slides and see the information, click the link in my bio and you can find the link for the YouTube. So you can broadcast there. But other than that, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Don't lose money in the markets. I'll see you guys tomorrow around 7:45. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and get off of YouTube as well, guys. Give me a second.